Hey folks, how you doing? Papa Joe here. This is just a band for where I'm at, where I'm picking up. I watched a little bit of news last night and this morning. I really haven't watched a whole lot of while I was gone, while I was off. Watched a lot of American Pickers, Pit Bulls and Proleys, stuff like that. I really didn't watch the news. I watched a little bit about that boy going off and shooting folks yesterday, and just find out what was going on. I watched a little bit the other day when they started talking about the old boy from Georgia taking over the dadgummit, the health. Gonna help get rid of Obamacare. And I hate to tell you, Obamacare is not gonna be easy to get rid of as people think. I mean, you take something that big and massive and get it started, and that's why it was one of Obama's first things that he did. Because once you can get them roots working on out through there, it's hard to kill a poisonous plant like that. So, and at this point, they had to be concerned if it's going to do more damage than good. Yeah, they're going to wind up repelling part of it, doing away with part of it, and we need to. I mean, I can't afford insurance no more. It just blows me away, and we see all the little deals on Facebook. Oh, let me, Illinois, I don't know who you are. Leave a message. It blows me away when we get this stuff that it says, before Obamacare I couldn't afford insurance. Now my government penalizes me for not being able to afford insurance. And that's how a bunch of folks feel. Before Obamacare, I did have insurance. Had damn good insurance. The wife and I had I had 3 surgeries. She had 1, 2, 3, 4. She had at least 4 surgeries, and it cost me out of pocket less than $2,000. Now, we paid up for our insurance. It was not cheap, but it was damn good. I mean, damn good. Once Obamacare came in, that stuff just went away. Just gone. And I would hate to think what it would cost me if I could have afforded it after that. But, yeah, something has to be done. I am concerned. Do not be some of these that get all worked up out of shape when they can't do away with all of it. Because that's gonna take some doing right there to get rid of all of it. Yeah, wouldn't we all love to see that, but I live in the real world. At least I try to. And if I ain't careful when I do that, I get my seatbelt in it, then it's a pain in the butt. Trump seems to be surrounding himself by some good people. Some people that can do the job. They were just inquiring about whether or not he was going to they were just inquiring on whether or not he was going to set Romney up for a big disappointment, you know, because he's been talking to him and all this stuff, and it blows me away. Truck could be closed all up, sitting still, and I get dust in here. How does that happen? That makes no sense to me. But they're like, well, he might be setting him up to get his revenge. You know, we've seen him take his revenge on people before, and I'm sure he has. I really hope that at this stage of the game he is well far and above that. That would disappoint me if he's doing that kind of nonsense. All we can do is wait and see. It blows me away how many people are just trying to second guessing and find fault with what he's doing. But you know, that's kind of how it goes. Then you have like the Democrats now, and the media, which to me same difference. When the election was going on and Trump or anybody else mentioned anything about voter fraud, they came down on him like a ton of lead. You know, how can he be even thinking that? He knows better. This great America, Hillary and a bunch of them just slammed the hell out of him for it. You know, he's stupid. He don't have no faith in the American system. And now we have them all screaming and hollering voter fraud. Really? Don't you have faith in the American system? They're now hollering about how they want to change the electoral college vote. No, leave it alone. I got to take this call. I'll be back with you. Alright folks, I'm back with you. That was, you remember when I was out in New Mexico and witnessed that accident and I did the video, the oops? That was one of them calling. And actually, I only gave the phone number to the guy that was sitting still. But she said, well, I guess we was the one that was moving. She said, was both moving? I said, no ma'am, one was parked still and the other one was moving. Well, I guess we're with the guy that was moving. And I turned her on to the YouTube channel, and she went and found the video, and now she has the video. She'll watch the video. And like I told her, I did not witness the accident. All I could do was make a little video. I said, I have 25 plus years out of here. I do videos to help young new drivers or new drivers. I said, and that's what I did right there. So you'll hear old vet's idea of what happened. I said, and unfortunately, I said, if you're with the company, the guy that was moving, he messed up. She said, that's what I hear. That's what someone else said. So there you go. Let's see. We were talking about Trump, huh? Trump seems to be surrounding himself by good people, and the Democrats now are doing exactly what they've always blamed the Republicans for doing, and all this other nonsense. It's BS. I'm sorry, you know. And see, I had to struggle not to use a bad word there. And all this nonsense about, oh, well, that girl from the Green Party, you know, that got what, 2% of the vote, whatever. Well, we think Trump stole it from her. Really? Hillary and Trump took the show, and Trump promptly spanked her legs. I mean, is there any doubt that Trump's the winner. And now they're trying to holler that because she got the popular vote, that she won. Well, this is not the first time in our history that the one that got the popular vote didn't win. I find it hard to believe that she got the popular vote. So they need to be careful if they keep pushing and prodding and wanting investigations and recounts and all this nonsense. They might find out that she didn't get the popular vote. So, you know, right now she has 2 shots at history. One of them being that she was the first woman that almost made it. Well, actually, she's got more than that, because she's probably the biggest criminal that ever tried to run and almost made it. You know? So she need to leave it alone before she finds out that folks can make other stuff happen. All their whining and crying ain't gonna help them. Ain't gonna help them at all. Let's see. The nutcase that went off at, what was that, Ohio University? He came here before Obama's time. You can't blame Obama on that one. And he came here young. He had been here, what, 9 years, I think they said? And he was 26 or 28. And he just went stupid. He had an interview a year ago and was whining and crying about how the Americans didn't trust the Muslims and we needed to let them be and all that. Really? And then he turns around and he does exactly what we fear out of a Muslim. Do I honestly think all Muslims really want to kill all Americans? No. They disagree with the Christians and the Jews and all that. Yes, that I agree with. I think they disagree with everybody. But he's the epitome of what we don't want. I mean, what we fear, what we think of them. And the thing is, once again, how come we didn't hear from any of the Muslims about this guy going bad? Now, he was talking in his deal about how he wanted to pray in the streets and he was scared and all this nonsense. That was a year ago. And now a year later, he goes off the deep end. Are you going to tell me that none of his people realized it? I find that hard to believe. Very hard to believe. They said that he was being radicalized, blah, which simply means that he'd been watching online some of these nutcases that are telling them to go stupid. And he just convinced himself that that's what he should do. What a shame. What a shame. And he did it. I know there's a fine line on freedom of speech, freedom of press, and all that stuff. But I think most Americans can agree that if you're spouting poisonous nonsense that can hurt others, you need to be shut down. And I don't care what race you are or anything else. If I got on here and telling everybody to go kill Muslims and Muslims ain't no good, and drive your car into a mosque and then jump out with your knife and start slashing them with a butcher knife, which is what that boy heard on his computer. If I did that nonsense, yes, I should be held responsible. I should be charged for whatever you did. You. My fault. Because I worked you up into it. I convinced you that is what you should do. Now, that ain't right. So by the same means, same token, if this old boy is listening to people that's preaching poison, they should be held responsible. If they're in the States, we should get them. And for them people that he wounded and whatnot, I'm not sure if any died or not. I know he died, so if nothing else, they should be charged with his death. They should be charged with all the assaults that he did on people with vehicular manslaughter or vehicular assault, and assault with deadly weapons, which would be the car and the knives. We have a ton of laws that could be thrown at the people that he's been listening to. They recently got hold of his computers and phone and whatnot. In my understanding, they have recently just, I don't know this more if they said they had got the subpoena or they'd put in for it. Whichever one it is. They, now how come my phone right there? There we go. My headset wasn't charging, and it's still not wanting to charge. Let me do a little swapping around here. Really? Bad word, bad word. I'm thinking of a bad word. Well, I hope that thing's got a charge. Because you boys and girls are getting unplugged on my power source. Don't mind me. So, there we go. We're going to redo this. So anyway, we should, it's such a fine line to walk, people. You know, is that a freedom? Is that violating one of our freedoms? Is that infringing? You know, y'all know by now that I don't want to be losing any of my rights or any of my freedoms. That just ain't in my playbook at all. So, we got to do something. I mean, they're hollering about this cybersecurity and all that. So, and we're already hollering that we're being censored on here. I don't know that I personally have been censored, but I'm watching and I'm careful about it. I know people say they've gone to Facebook jail, you know, and whatnot. So, it's a fine line. That's about all I can tell you right now. I'm sure there's a couple of things I'd forgot. That's all I can think of at the moment. So remember, God loves you, and so do I. Regardless who's president, Jesus is king. That's what you need to remember. Y'all have a blessed day now. Bye.